Hi guys, and welcome to my latest video. This is all to do with board games that sell during Q4. Some of them sold as early as the start of October, but gives you a general gist of the sort of things I've been selling so far in Q4. So the first one is this vintage Bigfoot board game. It's sold for $14.99 plus postage. I'm now starting to charge $3.99 on all my items that go Hermes, because otherwise by the time you've spent the £2.78 or the £2.95 it costs to send it Hermes, time you paid your eBay fees and your packaging costs, you know, you're losing money on the postage. So I now charge $3.99 on pretty much all of the Hermes stuff I send, which is the majority of the stuff. So these board games, this is a Bigfoot board game. As I said, it sold for $14.99 plus the post. It's quite a rare one, and I got it from a charity shop. It was complete. It comes with these figures here, and it comes with 2 dice and the instructions, and the Bigfoot character stands up in the middle. It came in the box, so that sold fairly quickly. Probably took about 3 weeks to sell. I think this is pretty much top end of the price you're going to get for it. The next one is this Labyrinth board game. This is from Ravensburger, and it was complete again. It had all the cards and it had the markers there. The only thing is, it was actually missing one of the markers, I remember now, and I actually had a spare black one that came with another board game I was basically parting out because it was missing too much of the pieces, and I put this with it. Because of that, I had to price it $9.95 free postage, but it sold pretty quickly. Had all the cards with it. As you can see, I do bag up the items where I can, and when I send them out, all the counters get bagged up in little food bags, just so they don't rattle around too much in the box. And when the buyer receives it, the cards aren't all sort of all over the place in the box. They're still contained in the little compartment I've put them in, like that picture there. So yeah, this should have gone for a bit more, but as I say, it was missing that piece that I had to replace. So you know, I priced it to sell because of that. This one is a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire board game. This was really good condition. As you can see here, in this photo, the little pieces are still on their card here. It was basically brand new. I don't think it had ever been played with, but it had been opened and separated out the little packets that the things come with. But I got $8.99 with free postage. These aren't that popular, but it was worthwhile selling it, I think. This one's quite an interesting game. This is a vintage Ghost Train board game. Although this is worth quite a little bit more money than what I sold it for. But unfortunately there was quite a few parts missing. So I basically sold it with the parts missing. As you can see here, there's some of these figures are missing. I think there's one figure missing there, and I think there was parts of the cardboard sort of cut out also missing. But I still got $19.95 for it plus postage. This one's a Harry Potter scene it. I've sold a couple of these during this Q4. This one was in good condition. It came with all the pieces, everything was there, nice condition. It's can see the characters are all here, and it comes with the dice, the 2 different dice that you get with it. So yeah, a good price really for one of these. $8.99, free postage. I don't really pick these up intentionally. These would have come as part of a job lot, so it's all profit really, so I can afford to sell it with free postage there. This one's a Lord of the Rings trilogy, Trivial Pursuit game. I got $19.98 for this with free postage. It was in reasonably good condition. There was some little bits of damage to the box there, as you can see, but it was complete. I think this one was actually, I've sold a couple of these, and this one was actually sealed contents. Yes, this one was the one. I actually sold one that wasn't sealed contents for the same price. So I was really pleased with that. This one took a long time to sell. It had been on eBay for basically the whole year since last Q4. I think I even went through last Q4 without selling it. So I was pleased that this one went for £9.95 free postage. It's basically the classic Monopoly, but all based on minions. And as you can see here, it's in used condition, but I bagged up all the items here, so it was a really nice condition, although it was used. This is always a good thing to pick up, Smart Ass. It's $13.95 free postage in this case. Again, I've presented it well. I've bagged up the cards here, and I would have bagged up these counters and dice when I actually posted it. And it sold for £13.95 free postage, which is probably on the cheaper side really. Probably could have got a little bit more than that, but this did sell at the start of October. This one was a racing game called And They're Off. It's 1993. It sold on offer for £13.49 plus £3.99 postage. It was 100% complete, really nice condition actually. Quite a rare game. It comes with all the horses, as you can see there, and the counters and so on. This one's an articulate board game by Drummond Park. Again, 100% complete. Came with the counters here, the egg timer. I actually took a picture of the counter on its own just to prove that it's all sort of there. That's the instructions. Not a lot to this really. And the board there as well. So nice condition as well in the box. And I got £11.95 free postage for that. This one's a bit like Sabutio. It's a total action football board game. It was brand new, sealed, the contents were sealed. The box was a little bit bashed up, but I still managed to get £14.95 plus £2.99 postage for it. This one's a mousetrap board game. This is the more modern type with the cheese, cardboard cheese items that come with it. I think there's a picture of them somewhere. There, yes, just there. So it's basically like the standard mousetrap board game, but just with the additional cardboard cheese. This was 100% complete, and I was pleased to see this sell for £14.95 and £2.99 shipping. Again, I set it up so the buyer can see it. That was my main image there. So the buyer can see that it's all complete and it's really nice, good condition. This is a frustration board game. Again, complete. Came with all the counters there, and I've placed them in the right position to show it off. And got the counters there, and I sold this for £4.95 plus £2.99 postage. There's a lot of competition for one of these games, so you don't get a lot for them, but it was particularly easy to sell. Again, this is a mousetrap board game. This is a little bit earlier one. This is from 1993, so it doesn't have the cardboard cheese, but I did take the photo of it all set up. Again, exactly the same setup as before. Came with the instructions. I sold about 3 of these this Q4 so far. I think I've got 1 left in stock, and £19.95 with free postage. This is an atmosphere board game, sold for £19.95. It's the new DVD version, and it's the 20th anniversary edition. Unfortunately, the buyer messaged me after receiving it to say that the DVD that came with it was a Region 4 DVD, not a Region 2 DVD, and therefore won't work in a DVD player. Happily accepted the return, but she hasn't sent it back yet, which is a bit annoying because, you know, I've got a very limited time to resell this, but I'm hoping that she's just either forgotten about it or she's not going to return it, in which case the case will get closed in my favour. I've no idea whether it's a Region 4 DVD in there. I've had a look on the back of the box here, can't see any sort of mention of region coding on the DVD, so I really don't know. All I can do is accept the return because, as you know, on eBay you have to, so I just hope they return it quick if they're actually going to. Otherwise it's not going to sell for anywhere near £20 after Christmas. This one's a Deal or No Deal board game. This is the one that comes with the telephone here, and I've sold a couple of these now. Some of them come with cardboard boxes, some of them come with plastic boxes. You pretty much get the same sort of price. I think the other one I got about £15 for with the plastic boxes. It comes with a slightly different sized main box. You've just got to check that the telephone here doesn't have corroded batteries in. That's important. Make sure they're all okay and the telephone actually works. But as you can see, I got £13.95 plus £3.99 postage for this one. This is Avalanche by Boardgames, from the 80s. Came with all the little balls, as you can see, and all the things that make the ball go down. It was actually missing 2 of these things, because you actually get 2 spare ones with the game. I guess if you lose one, you've got a couple of spare ones. But didn't have the spare ones. But I still sold it as complete because it is complete. And I got £16.95 for it plus the postage. This is a Notability board game. So basically you get these cards here, and you have to play the song on the little electronic keyboard that comes with it. I've sold a couple of these again now as well, and you've got to make sure that the batteries are good in these keyboards, because they get put up in the loft or in a cupboard and the batteries just leak out. So you've got to make sure that they're good. And yeah, sold for £16.95 plus £3.99 postage. This is Totally Dingbats from Waddington's Games, 100% complete. Came with all these cards, came with the counter there, and the dice and the little counters. And I got £8.95, £3.99 shipping. This one's a vintage Cluedo from 1965. As you can see, it was 100% complete, apart from the previous owner had replaced this blue counter with a golf tee. I did actually have a better counter from a different game that I did actually put in with this game when I sent it. Just a little bit better. I didn't mention that in the description, I just chucked it in as I had one spare. But it's still perfectly playable, and I did mention that on the description. And it came with all of the playing pieces, as you can see there. And I got £9.98 with £3.99 postage on that. And that's a little bit cheap, but it's mainly because of that missing piece. This I took an offer on, I think I took about £5, plus, well, I think it was £6 I sold it for, so I got about £5 for it after I posted it. This is a Kensington board game. It just went in a poly mailer. It's a bit like an LP case, really. It's from 1979, but not that desirable, really. And finally, this is a good one. This is a vintage motorway board game from 1980. It's quite nice. This one's sold for, I think I took an offer of it for £13 with £3.50 postage. 100% complete again. Just got to make sure it's got all the coloured cars, the correct coloured cars, and 2 dice with it. And yeah, really pleased with that as well. So going into Q4, I've got loads more board games on sale. I must have about 40 board games in stock. I haven't really been saving up board games this year, but I think next year I'm going to start stockpiling them throughout the year, buying them when I see them, because I've done really well off board games this year. This is just a handful of the ones I've sold. Sold a lot of duplicates of what I've shown you, and some others that probably aren't that interesting, run-of-the-mill sort of things, for like £5 plus postage, £10 plus postage. But yeah, I hope you find that one interesting. Please like and subscribe if you like the content on this channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.